Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success, episode number 235. Got a little Johnny Cash playing. We're a little bit out of rhythm this morning. We're getting with it.
That happens to be Mike and I's one of our favorites.
Love me some Johnny Cash. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome. This is episode 235, and it is a Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and just to let everybody know, we will not be doing a show tomorrow, so everybody spend the day with your family, connect, spend some time, eat some turkey, a little bit of pie, whatever it takes. We'll be back on Friday. Watch for the link for that, and enjoy your Thanksgiving, everyone. But first of all, today is Wednesday, and just like every Wednesday, we're going to talk about spirituality. Today we're going to talk about Mission25 coming up in New York City. How are you this morning, my friend?
Hey, I am well. It's snowing in Washington, D.C., so I'm excited about a little bit of snow here, my friend.
Good. A little Christmassy
we don't get to see that
holiday.
We don't get to see that much where I'm from, man.
That's true. It's like anything, we sort of take it for granted. It's probably, if you didn't see snow all the time, if you looked out my window right now, you'd be like, man, it's beautiful out there. It's gorgeous because it's this nice, slow snowfall. I'm looking at it going, I got to unload a trailer so I can get the trailer moved so we can plow the blah, 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 So to me, it's a logistics issue. But that's cool. You've got some holiday snow.
A big thank you to those that, were flexible with our show today. Being on the road, it's tough to find Wi-Fi spots and stuff like that. But we make it happen, Mike. Let me tell you what. I'd love a little behind-the-scenes video footage of the things that we've done in our last 235 episodes to try to shoot Fuel for Success. It's been quite a journey looking for Wi-Fi spots. I mean, we've tried some of the most radical things. I mean, it's been quite a journey, but it's fun, man. And you know what? Hey, at the end of the day, that's what we always teach. Like, on your road to perfection, it's like people always wait until everything is perfect before they do something. Like, you're never going to get anything done if you wait till everything is perfect. You do it, and then you perfect it along the way. So here we are, episode 235, giving you the day off for Thanksgiving tomorrow. And like Mike said, we're going to talk a little bit about Mission25 New York City. And basically what we want to do with this episode is just kind of let you guys know what's happening in New York and what a fun thrill it was pulling this missions trip off. I would say this has probably been our most challenging one, just because of the dynamics of how New York is with the transportation, subways, trains, cabs. There's no way you could drive from all the different spots that we're doing missions. It would take you 2 hours just to get through the city. So anyways, we are going to be, we're actually, Mike, I don't know, why don't you share a little bit about, first of all, the hotel details and what it took to actually pull that off. I mean, that was quite exciting.
Well, it was, and of course, I actually used to work for a company that was based out of just north of New York City in New Haven, Connecticut, and things in New York City are so expensive that there were two different per diem and expense scales if you were staying in the city or somewhere else in the country, and New York City was literally twice as much, so it was double the rate. So we knew that going in that it was going to be financially difficult. Trying to find a hotel, all those sort of things was extremely difficult. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Pacey, who's on the show right now. And Pacey actually found the hotel that we're going to be using. Thank you so much, Pacey. You did a great job. And we're actually in the Metro Park area of New Jersey, which is about a 45-minute train ride outside of the city, about a 45-minute train ride to Penn Station. So because it's so expensive to park in the city, if you can find parking, it's so expensive to drive in with tolls and everything. The logistics are going to be completely different on this mission trip, and so we'll be staying at.
Well, even the hotel cost. The hotel cost in the city is like almost $400 a night. So I'll be happy to take a train ride for 45 minutes at 5 a.m. It is a missions trip, so I can't justify spending $400 a night when we're going to feed homeless people. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I mean, we're just grateful to have a place to stay.
Right.
But
And so
anyways, yeah,
actually,
we were like, you know what? No way are we going to spend that kind of money, on a missions trip. Anyways, tell more, Mike, what you were saying.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
So we're
get
going to be
excited.
staying. Yes, it's all right, man. So we're going to be staying at the Hotel Woodbridge at Metro Park, New Jersey, and Pacey negotiated a rate for us of $105 a night, which is, for in the area of New York City, it's a very good rate. So we're excited about that, and it's just a $10 train ride into the city. So that's one of the least expensive options. And we'd rather than staying like down at Times Square or something, we'd rather save that money and spend it on the homeless kids, the single moms that are living in shelters. That's what we want to spend the money on. So we don't want to have to spend money on lodging and extra transportation. We're doing it as inexpensively as we can. So that's the details of that. You can find that, of course, on Mission25USA.com. You can get all the details there. And then, logistically, it's going to be exciting too, because once we get downtown, we're going to be on foot and we're going to be taking cabs and subways to get to the different places we're going. So it's going to be logistically a little bit more challenging than some of the other ones. Although in some ways, I think it'll be nicer because you won't have to worry about parking and doing all those sort of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was telling Caleb on the way here, I was like, the logistics of doing a Mission 25 in New York City, trying to organize all the different places where we're doing mission work. But not only that, transporting the stuff that we're giving away. Like, for example, when we do all of our bags of blessing, we're planning on 1,000 stockings Friday night. So we've got to get 1,000 stockings down to the homeless teen shelter that we're going to be at 11. We're not giving away the stockings till 11, but yet we're taking Starbucks coffee to the homeless at 6. Right. So that's going to be fun. Every single volunteer is going to have 2 or 3 suitcases full of Christmas stockings that they're taking to these homeless teenagers. Speaking of the homeless teenagers, Mike, this is legit. We're going to a shelter that has 400. Right. When we first started talking to them, they were like, yeah, we thought there were 360. They were like, no, there's actually 40 moms on the other side with their kids. So there's 400 homeless teenagers plus another 40 children that we're actually going to get to serve and bless and get to hang out with. We're going to literally get to spend probably 3 to 4 hours with them on Saturday. We're going to feed them. Mission 25 has actually made a $1,500 donation to this homeless shelter, this homeless teen shelter. We found out that they're completely 100% supported by donations, and they share their need with us. That hey, it's towards the end of the year, and it costs us this much to feed kids breakfast and lunch. We're like, you know what? Absolutely. So we decided to give a $1,500 donation in conjunction with all the Christmas stockings and gifts that we're going to be giving these kids.
That's right. And so here's an organization that day in and day out, serves these kids. And so we want to be a part of that and bless that organization as well, because they're doing such great work there. And that shelter is literally blocks from Times Square. So you think about Lower Manhattan, Times Square, right in the middle of it. Here you've got a shelter with 400 homeless teens. So, helping them, it's an amazing thing to be a part of. It's going to be amazing. And a
lot of people think, Mike, when they think of a homeless teen shelter, they think, troubled teens, juveniles. They think of kids that are, stole cars or maybe beat up somebody in school. No, these are actually homeless teenagers who have nothing, who have no place to go. Literally, they're not placed in foster care. They have no family, no grandmas to go stay with, no cousins. When we say they're homeless, we mean they're literally homeless. They have no place to live. They live in a shelter by themselves. Sometimes, Mike, we meet 14-year-old kids. Can you imagine a 14-year-old kid staying in a shelter in New York City all by themselves? It's not like they have a family. Like, for example, Thanksgiving. They're all going to be there by themselves. We're all going to be with family. They're not. They're going to be in a shelter. and their whole life is in this shelter. And so going and giving them a little bit of hope and going and putting a smile on their face and serving them, you know, we have it so good. That's why I think it's time for America to wake up. And it's time for people that, you know, Mike, like, not only just the homeless teen shelter, okay, but another couple of miles away, there's a homeless shelter with 800 homeless people living in it. 800. You know, and that's not including the fact that in New York City, what is it, 15,000 children are homeless? Literally homeless. So I'm excited that we're going to get to go, you know, give them some hope, encouragement, serve them and bless them. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It really is. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the fact that all of our volunteers have to be at the train station by 5 a.m. And we got to ride on a 45-minute train ride to get to the homeless shelter to give away Starbucks coffee. Then we're taking some homeless people to breakfast. Then we're going to the Covenant House. We're going to be with them for a few hours. Then we're going to do some spontaneous mission in action. And then there's another shelter that we're going to in the early evening to go serve at. So it's going to be a full 12, 14 hours of serving. Like, you know, so we get done with one shelter, 5 or 6 of our volunteers are all going to share cab and cab ride to the next shelter. And sometimes we're going to have to get on the subway and metro over to another shelter. So that's what Mission 25 New York is going to be like, man. But it's going to be fun. You know, it's not supposed to always be easy. You can't call it a mission trip if it's going to be easy. I see some missions movement, their version of a mission trip is passing out flyers and going singing in a park. I don't know if I could classify that as a missions trip, my friend. But Mission 25 is a legit mission trip.
You will be challenged. There's no doubt about it.
Scared. Look who just showed up. Say hi to everybody.
What's going on? Oh, are you on an episode? Did I just scare you live?
You just scared me, Mike.
That was awesome. That's hilarious.
Literally. Say hi to everybody, Trav. Tell them what your church did Monday night. We're talking about missions work right now.
We went and handed out turkeys to lots of people, to a shelter that we went and blessed. At Mission 25, we went back and blessed 9 families with full Thanksgiving meals. Turkeys, stuffing, green beans, you name it. We blessed them all. It was awesome.
So was it a good feeling?
It was a tremendous feeling.
This guy is speaking of missions. Travis and his wife moved to D.C. 4 years ago. They both work full-time jobs. He works at Apple. His wife works at Ritz-Carlton. And they started a church from scratch 4 years ago and are doing incredible, man. So speaking of Mission 25, they live it, man. Tell about the kids you pick up, man, and do Bible study with on Wednesdays.
Yes, we have a tremendous group of people that we developed or that we adopted, and those we have some teenagers that have been faithful. They walk to church even in the snow. We pick them up now, and you know they're faithful, really growing. We're really proud of them. And what's awesome is they asked me the other day, hey, can we go to Mission 25 New Orleans? And I was like, I think that happened last week. And they said, okay, can we go to Mission 25 New York? So they are addicted to missions trips, and they are tremendous kids. They are inner city kids.
Yeah, and you found them literally just by going out in one of the worst neighborhoods in D.C.
Yeah,
picking them up. How many kids would you have in your car at one time?
Oh, we would have about 8 to 10. We pack them in, and my wife. We have 2 cars, so I would pack in 6, 7, 8. We'd make 2 trips, and then she'd make a trip as well. And so, yeah, we still do that. They are awesome. They are great kids, and I'm excited about their passion and their commitment to God.
That's awesome. And we were blessed, of course, right after Mission 25 in D.C. to be able to, and of course, Travis and his wife and those kids were there serving. They were amazing blessing to Mission 25 in D.C. and great.
And when I told them kids we were coming back in April, dude, they were so excited. Yeah, we went back to the shelter, and they all remembered me. They were like, ah! Even the lady that was running it, she got up and said, let me tell you, in all the 12 years of me working at this shelter, this shelter has never had an experience like we had when Mission 25 came. And
Right.
so anyways, friends, here's a couple of ways you can be involved in New York Mission 25. First of all, get radical and come. Like, make it happen. Like, come serve with us. Don't rule anything out. Anything is possible. I mean, God created a world in 7 days. You don't think He can help you get to New York City in 7 days? Come on, make it happen. Like, put it out there. You know, Mike, more people need more faith and more radicalness and more like just put the intention out there and say, you know what? I want to go to New York and serve with them. And then you know what I've learned? When you make up your mind about something, God opens the doors and God begins to provide. You don't think for 1 minute God can't provide for you to come to New York and serve with us. See? Start thinking that way. You got 7 days to make this happen.
Right.
Go to mission25usa.com. You can donate. Okay, if you're not coming, I'm asking you at least make a donation. Some of the people that are coming to serve are going to spend up to $40 just on transportation between the train and the cab rides. So if you're not going to come, at least make a good $25, $40 donation, what you would be spending on transportation. And let's be a part of this, my friends.
That's right. Hey, Tommy actually had a question here, and great job. Tommy and his church went to feed Thanksgiving dinner last Saturday at a homeless shelter. He's asking, and this is something we deal with sometimes, people have a little concern over having their photos taken. We like to take pictures to be able to promote, let our light shine, and let people know how they can be involved in their community. Do you have any tips for Tommy in that situation?
Oh, yeah, that happens to me, and I just tell him, I say, look, here's the deal. If you don't want me to take your picture, I respect that, but I like to inspire people so more people out there cannot forget about you guys and help you guys out. A picture paints 1,000 words. Usually when I say it like that, I'm saying, I'm taking a picture because I'm going to inspire other people to keep helping. Don't you want people to come out here and help you guys? Usually when I word it like that, they're like, oh, yeah, okay. Some people just don't want it, and I respect it. Most people are okay with it. Sometimes they're like, I don't want to get my picture. Sometimes, you know what? I've learned with a lot of homeless people, it's because they don't have teeth and they're embarrassed. So it's not always just the fact that they don't want it. It's just that they're embarrassed to how they look.
Yeah. And of course, one of the great things about Mission 25 is we want to inspire people to be able to do this where they're at. Pacey, great job. They're going to go serve a group of veterans tomorrow, her family. Awesome. I love to hear that. That's inspiring. Great job.
Tommy asked, do we ever run into a safety issue like at a battered women's shelter? Not really. I mean, as far as they are a little more particular about pictures there, and that's understandable because many of them are actually running from an abusive spouse or an abusive boyfriend. So that completely is understandable, as far as that goes. A battered woman's shelter. Now, if it's a homeless woman's shelter, usually they're okay. As far as a safety issue, I'm not quite sure. Like, are you referring to?
I think he's talking about pictures. I think he's talking about pictures, and we have been in facilities where they said flat out, no photos, no video. And if that's the policy, we'll definitely respect that. A lot of times we'll end up like outside afterwards and ask people, hey, can we get a picture or whatever. But we'll definitely respect whatever policy they have in that place. So good questions, Tommy.
These are good questions. We got like 2 minutes left. Basically, we wanted to just share everybody what's going on in New York City. Guys, I want you to stop and think about it for a minute. This is actually huge. That this is our 12th missions trip, okay? In major cities where we do not charge registration. We have made it through 11 missions trips in cities like Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, New Orleans, Seattle, Washington, D.C. Friends, this is epic. St. Louis, I mean, it's epic. And we're going to New York City the month of Christmas, and somehow it just happens like this. Somehow we're bringing, 1,000 Christmas stockings to homeless teenagers and children and the homeless. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So thank you for your support. Looks like Mike lost audio. Again, we'll be off tomorrow for Thanksgiving, but we'll be back most likely Friday morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for your flexibility, and thank you for your support. And Pacey, thank you for your help with helping with New York Mission 25. Y'all have an awesome day, guys.